Today, we are going to Nigeria. Specifically, we are going to Benin. You see, before Europe ever imagined Africa as primitive, there was Benin. Benin was a city so well planned, so organized, so artistic, that when the Portuguese first came, they were shocked at what they saw. Guess what they wrote? They wrote that we did not know such a city existed in this part of the world. They actually wrote that down. Before London even had street lights, Benin already has street lights. Long poles powered by palm oil. That was how advanced Benin was. But you see, the world couldn't keep that admiration for long. That admiration turned into fear. The Benin Kingdom was a powerhouse. Its capital, Edo, had massive walls longer than the Great Wall of China. It had a city grid system, clean streets, and it had structured governance. And what of the art? The Benin bronzes. There were sculptures cast with a technique so advanced that modern metallurgists still find it hard to replicate today. That was how advanced it was. The bronzes recorded history, it recorded kings, it recorded queens, it recorded warriors, it recorded rituals, diplomacy. They recorded the Benin history. Benin did not just exist, Benin documented itself. And this is important. Why is it important? Benin wasn't isolated. It traded with Europe, but on its own terms. Remember I mentioned that a few days ago. Benin traded with Europe on its own terms. Today, when we trade with Europe, we're trading on their terms. But back then, they were trading on African terms. The Oba, the king, controlled commerce. Foreigners did not rule there. They negotiated. You come to us and we negotiate with you. Benin understood global leverage, something Africa has all but forgotten right now. Benin understood global leverage. This was not a kingdom waiting to be civilized. This was a kingdom already civilized. As Europe hungered for more resources, in this case especially palm oil, increased admiration turned into desire. Like I mentioned earlier, they are more about conquering than partnership. So first they were admiring the Benin Kingdom, and then it turned to desire. We want what they have. And then that desire turned into violence. So in 1897, the British launched what they called the Punitive Expedition. What did they do? They invaded Benin, they burned the city down, and looted over 3,000 Benin bronzes. And you may ask, why the art? What did the art do to you? Well, they used their art to document their stories. They used their art to document their history. Those bronzes were proof of a sophisticated African world. And if you erase memory, what happens? You erase identity. The story of Benin is a story of power. Not the power we lost, but the power we had. A power so undeniable that the world tried to bury the evidence. But guess what? Those stories are coming back. Those memories, they are coming back. Africa did not emerge from darkness. Africa was pushed into darkness, just so we would forget the light we built. It was not called Nigeria back then, but there was once a city in Nigeria that was so advanced, it was so artistic, it was diplomatic and organized. That was the Benin Kingdom, and it was not a myth. These stories, I'm telling you, they are to reinvigorate your spirit as Africans, so you can know where you belong and know who you are. Until next time.